Your computer is such a
Doing
piece
it.
of crap. Well, yeah, now it is. There you go. So just a little information on who we are as a company. Okay, we've been in business since '77. We do trade publicly. Our symbol is PRI. You can look up our stock. We've got more than 4.3 million lives insured. More than 2 million clients that maintain investments with us. We've got about $50 billion in assets under management right now. Okay, this was as of 2013, 50 billion as of 2014, and we're the largest independent brokerage financial product distribution in North America.
Okay.
Okay. So, I mean, just with all this information, would you agree that Primerica is a credible company?
Yeah.
Okay. And would you feel good or comfortable working with a company business of this size and magnitude?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Good. I said the same thing. Okay. So, you hadn't heard of Primerica before, but do you recognize any of these companies?
Yes.
Okay. So, which ones in particular?
Just, MetLife for sure, Fidelity.
Yeah, okay, so just, ones that you've seen before, maybe you have friends that have products through,
Yeah.
or maybe you do yourself.
Yeah.
But so what we do here at Primerica, we distribute products through other companies, or we distribute other companies' products through us, okay? So Primerica's made deals with some of the top companies today, contracts and everything, set up certain products that Primerica can only distribute that are, let's say, a Fidelity product or an ING product, that only Primerica representatives are allowed to sell or to distribute to clients. Okay, so that's who we are. Our mission is to help families earn more money, become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent. Okay, do you think that's something that's important today?
Yes.
Okay, and I totally agree. Absolutely. How many people do you know that need one or all of these things fixed or going on in their life?
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Okay, so if you had a business that achieved these 4 goals, would that be a good business to have? Do you think?
Yes.
Okay, I agree. And it is. So these are just some headlines today of what's going on here in the U.S. Okay, we've got about 25 million people that are living paycheck to paycheck. Average income or average credit card debt is about 16,000. School loan debt trumps that right now. I can promise you. 95 million Americans living with no life insurance. You can read it yourself. Basically through all these, we have a problem here in America. Okay. And so, what we have to do is, solve it. Why do we have, I don't know what I need to say. Do you think a lot of people can identify with one or if not all of these problems?
Yes.
Absolutely. So, if you had a solution to these problems, would you want to tell people about it? I don't know what it says. I don't know what anything to say. So, if you had a solution for all these problems, how many families do you want to tell about?
How many people would want to know about it?
Yeah.
A lot. Everybody would want to know about it.
Yeah. So this is just 100 people after working from age 25 to 65. Okay, it's a statistic from the Health and Human Services Department. So after working 40 years, okay, which is the average amount for people to work starting at 25, we've got 54 that are dependent. Okay, what do you think that means?
Just not independent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you're not able to. You're not self-sufficient. Okay.
Right.
And that's the minimum that we want to achieve, right? So, 36% are working, 5 died, which we can't really do anything about, and 5 have $1 million or more. Okay. So, my question to you is, why is 90% of America failing? Of people failing?
Right.
Financially.
I don't know. They just are clueless, I guess.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. They just don't know. Think back to when you were in high school. Were you taught anything about finances?
No.
You were maybe taught to balance your checkbook.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I didn't learn anything, not a single thing. Not about finance, at least.
Right.
I know a lot about amoebas.
Right.
But, so what you have to do is educate people, okay? Why are 90% of people failing? They have no financial education, okay? They have no financial game plan. They're not aiming at a target. You're not going to hit a target that you're not aiming for.
Right.
Okay? And you have limited income and career opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So what the goal is to go after each one of these and fix them. Okay, so the first thing we have to go to fix is no financial education. Okay, and that's why when we sit down with people, we go over, we take an educational approach to finance. Okay, so our first solution, to fix that problem is how people teach people how money works. So just an example. So, if I gave you $5,000 and you weren't allowed to go spend it, you had to save it. Where would you take it?
Right.
Yeah, bank. Okay. And if I would ask most people walking out of a grocery store, they'd say the same thing.
Right.
Okay. Because where else am I going to put it?
Well, there was one in the grocery store.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I've made it very convenient.
Yes, it's the traditional place for people to save.
Mm.
Okay. So, do you know what the bank does with your money when you save it there?
Well, I know that they use it in one way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere,
Yeah.
somehow.
It's not just sitting there. So the banks, what they do, they loan your money at high rates out at high rates of return with credit cards in the market, whatever it may be, and make money off of your money.
Right.
Okay. So,
You pretty much covered that.
okay. So what we do is teach families to invest directly into the market, to bypass the middleman, bypass the bank, and have you investing your money at those high rates of return that the banks are, except instead of giving that money to the bank, you keep all of it for yourself. Okay? Which is, really the way we should do it, because we know the way we're doing it now isn't getting people where they need to be. Okay, and that goes a little more into detail on this page with the Rule of 72. Okay, it's another concept that we teach. Have you ever heard of the Rule of 72 before?
No.
Okay, it's just, an old banker's rule of thumb. And it really just deals with your rate of return on your money and how that works. Okay, just how your money doubles. So let's say you're saving money in a CD at a bank at an interest rate of 3%. If you take that 3% and divide it into 72, you get 3 and 72 is 24. Okay, so 3 and 72 is 24. That means every 24 years, your money is going to double. Okay, so that 5,000 that I gave you, saved it at a bank, okay, in a CD. 24 years later, it's doubled. You have $10,000. Okay, 48 years, and another 24, you have $20,000. So 48 years later, you have $20,000. You're 75, 65, whatever it may be. Are you going to retire? No, absolutely not. No. You can't do anything with that. I don't even know what to do with that. I think you can just, smile and be happy to think that you have $20,000 in your account, because that's cool, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here we have an interest rate of 6%. Average 401ks after fees and everything is about 6%. So if you took that same $5,000, saved it in 401ks like your job, which a lot of people do, after that same 48 years, you'd have $80,000. It's a lot better situation than 20,000.
Sure.
Right? Okay, but are we going to retire for 10, 15 years on $80,000? No. There are a lot of people that they live on $80,000 a year per year right now. So now, what the problem is here is that where are people saving? They're saving in banks, and they're saving in their 401ks. Okay. And they're ending up with $100,000 in the end, or not even that, and that's why we see people who are in their 60s and 70s, instead of on the beach or doing whatever the heck they want to do, they're working at the cash register at Target. Okay, because people are not saving the correct places, and these are not going to get us where we need to be. Thank you. So here we have an interest rate of 12%. Okay, the top investors in the market at rates of 12% or 10% or higher are banks. Okay, so if I don't even know that, so whatever. So if you take that $5,000 and you invest it in the market, okay, you bypass the middleman, go straight to the market at that rate of 12%. 40 years later, you've got 1.3 million. Okay, is that enough to retire with? Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely better.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely better than being at having 100,000.
Right.
Okay, cumulatively, or 20,000, 80,000.
Right.
Okay. So what the banks are doing with your money, with everyone's money, is they're taking it and loaning it out at these high rates of return, making that 1.3 million, giving you 20,000 of it, and calling it fair. Okay, is that fair? No, absolutely not. And if the bank's winning, who's losing? The people, yeah, the majority of the people. So we've got to get people educated, get them saving in the right places, and moving forward.
Sure.
Okay. So how many people do you think need to know this rule?
Everybody.
Absolutely, just so they can learn, be educated. So, I mean, do you think you could learn to teach this rule?
Sure.
Okay, that's not very complicated. I mean, if you had this impact on a family, how would they feel about it?
I think they love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how many friends and family would you tell about it?
Everybody.
Everybody. And would it be okay if we paid you to do it?
That'd be even better.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Okay, so I mean, would you agree? Though, why one of the biggest reasons why families aren't saving at all is because of debt.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the first things we got to get people is out of debt.
Right.
Okay, so we have a debt stacking plan. Just your average amount of debt, about $2,700 worth of debt. Average family, we got a couple credit cards, retail card, car loan, mortgage. Okay, so let's say this family pays off their retail card. What would they have an extra $220 a month now? What would an average family do with that?
Whatever they want.
Yeah, whatever they want. Yeah, they're gonna spend it for sure, right? They're definitely not gonna save it.
Sure.
And then they're not gonna they're gonna spend it on beer and pizza. They're gonna buy a TV. They're gonna go out to dinner. They're gonna live a little. Okay, and there's no problem with that.
Sure.
But the goal is to get out of debt, right?
Right.
Because eventually we do have to we got to be saving.
Mm-hmm.
So what we teach people to do is just to be smarter with the money that they're already spending.
Right.
Instead of spending that 220 on whatever they might, take it, roll it over into their next smallest payment, add it to that 353. You're paying 573 on that credit card, on that second credit card. You're paying almost twice as much. You're going to get out of it twice as fast.
Right.
Okay. And so we teach people to just continue doing that, rolling over, and eventually, they're out of debt. But if you notice, the big thing is the payment doesn't change each month.
Right.
Okay. So what are their bills each month? Each month their bills are $27.20, correct? So they're going to be paying that $27.20 either way.
Right.
The goal is just to be smarter with the money that you're already spending and get out of debt faster rather than later, and give all that interest paid to whatever company it may be. Okay. So
You did say that twice.
Huh?
You did say that twice.
Say what?
That what you just said. The effective part. Just to let you know.
Okay. So this is the result from the debt stacking plan. So without the plan, they were out of debt. They would have been in debt for 23 years. With it, they got out 14 years sooner, in 9 years. Saved $130,000. Only paid out $83,000. So the payment stayed the same. Okay. Which side do you want to be on?
The blue side.
The blue side, absolutely. You want to be on the right side. So, what we teach people to do, essentially, everything that we do, every asset of the finances that we work with, is to free up money to be able to save that money potentially. So, if they were to take that 2720 at age 45, right?
Mm-hmm.
At age 45 and until 67 at a 9% rate of return, they'd have 2.4 million by the end of that. Okay, that's retirement. Staying in debt is it's $2.4 million mistake. Absolutely, yeah. Okay, and even if they did half that, it'd be 1.2 million. So it's getting in a better place.
Right.
Okay. So why don't families take advantage of mutual funds and Rule 72 debt stacking plans?
They have no clue.
Yeah, they have no clue, and so we just got to touch more people. Okay, that's what we're doing. So if you could make this kind of an impact on families' debt and savings, do you think that you could earn their business?
Sure.
Absolutely. Buying term and investing, the difference. This is just our philosophy on life insurance. Okay, basically there's one type of life insurance, right?
Called.
It's called term. Okay.
Companies call it different things.
Okay. Yeah, you can call it whole life, universal life, variable universal life. It's the same old lady different dress. Okay. Here we have the only difference between the two is with pure term you're gonna have a lower premium with a higher death benefit. Okay. And the universal life, or variable universal life, and I don't know how to do this. I don't know. I just don't. It doesn't sound good at all.
Keep going.
Okay. I'm just gonna do it. What you'll notice with cash value policies is that they're paying a higher amount but a lower premium. So why would people be attracted to that? The only reason why people are attracted to it is because it's sold to them using that extra $175 to make it $298. That $175 is going to a savings that the company offers them. Well, that's great. So I have life insurance. I'm also saving money, but you're saving at a low rate of return. And the kicker is in every policy you'll see, almost every policy you'll see, if let's say John dies, he'll get the $150,000. He'll get the death benefit. That $80,000, $70,000 has been saved up in that savings, however much it may be. They don't see a penny of it. It goes straight to the company, and you've just made that company free money. They've only paid you $40,000 of that death benefit. Okay, so I mean, you're paying for two things and only getting one. Okay, so what we teach people is to, just stick with pure term. Take that $175 instead of spending it on that tuner, or instead of giving that free money to whatever insurance company it might be. Take it, invest it in the correct avenues at a 9% interest rate, and make $500,000. After 35 years. That's huge. And you're getting both. Your money. You don't have to borrow from it. You don't have to worry about whether you're going to get it or not. It's yours. Okay. So, why do you, and yeah, okay.
If you could double their coverage.
If you could double their coverage for less money and help them save an extra 500,000, I mean, how fast would they change?
Very.
Yeah, immediately, because it's easy to tell which one's better.
Sure.
Okay, when it's laid out right there in front of you. So, we help families free up between $400 to $1,000 per month on taxes, debt, and insurance, and they can invest. Okay. This is the theory of decreasing responsibility. It's